Hi, I'm Louise.
And I'm Sergey. Now, we've been living full-time on the road in the lifestyle campus RECONN R4SE for just over 2 months now, and here is our review. A couple of episodes ago, when we did our shakedown of the RECONN R4, we got a few questions and requests to do a full review.
So we didn't start off our camping life in the Recon. We had a little camper trailer, a Cub Brumby. We didn't want to invest too much heart, soul and money to see if we loved living on the road. So we lived in the Brumby for 10 months. We did absolutely love it, but we decided to upgrade because, well, mostly, yes, from creature comforts and things like that, but it really felt temporary. And once we decided we were absolutely going to do this properly and live on the road, I wanted it, well, we both wanted it to feel, it's a home. I wanted it to feel really permanent, like our home, and that's how we ended up upgrading.
I still work full-time, and Louise writes, and so we needed a nice, comfortable indoor space to do these activities, and we need lots of power to run all of our computers and cameras and everything as well, and definitely an ensuite was high on the priority list as well.
Yeah, that was a big must-have. We also absolutely did not want to be cooking inside, so it needed a good outdoor kitchen. We knew we didn't want a full-size caravan. We wanted something that was just big enough for the two of us, just enough space. We definitely wanted something that would tow really similar to the camper trailer, as similar as we could, and go anywhere the car would go, essentially.
So with this wish list that we had, it clearly had to be a hybrid camper. And there's a few models around on the market, and after a lot of research and looking at different makes and models, we have settled on the Lifestyle RECONN.
A little disclaimer there, we're not affiliated or associated in any way with Lifestyle Campers. They don't even know we're doing this review. This is just an honest review of our personal experience of living in the R4 for the last 2 months.
So to summarize, we absolutely love it. We're really super happy with our choices, and there are lots and lots of things we love about it. A few things we had to get used to, which you will see in a minute. But in terms of the top things that made our life easier, here are our top 12.
It was hard to keep it to 12, but you didn't want it to be an hour-long episode of all the things we love, all the things we had to get used to. So we've narrowed it down to the top 12.
The R4 is extremely easy to tow and maneuver. Even though it's not the lightest van on the market, our trusty Mazda BT50 is doing a great job towing it. And you'll notice that the dimensions of the van are very streamlined with the actual ute itself as well. And pretty much the only thing that sticks out at the top when it's in travel mode is the aircon, and the rest is pretty much almost the same height as the car. And width-wise, they are also very similar as well. So pretty much wherever the car goes, the van goes.
It's also extremely easy to set up. Just takes a couple of minutes and you're done. And there's no heavy lifting or anything like that. So awesome.
Yeah, we can get to a campsite, and if we are not unhitching or setting up the awning, we could literally be ready to cook dinner or chill out within 2-3 minutes. And if we're setting up the awning, it's another extra 3 or 4 minutes or something like that. It's really just unbelievable compared to the camper trailer.
Still pinching ourselves, yes.
Next up is the kitchen. This is the famous Lifestyle RECONN galley kitchen, and it is one of the top things that we love about this van. We do a lot of cooking together, and having that space to be able to work comfortably together was very important. Also love the fact that it is completely recessed inside the van.
Even with quite a decent breeze, because the kitchen's recessed and the actual cooktop itself lives down a little bit, this has been really great to use. But we've also got a little portable induction one, and it just gives you that flexibility of both.
So if the weather comes in, or a bit of rain or something like that, or we just want to leave things there for the night, we literally just close the lid, lock it up, and it's done.
Next up is the ensuite. The Ogo toilets. The waterfall floor. Let me jump in there. Personally for us, this works. It's not a full-size caravan and we didn't want one. The toilet comes with a cover so that when you're showering you can put the cover on. I have forgotten to put the cover on once or twice and nothing bad happens to the toilet. It's still a fully enclosed unit and nothing leaks out of the shower as long as you have the door shut. Yes, I've left the door open a number of times and a bit of water escapes, so don't do that because that's silly.
Next up is the interior space. As I mentioned, we both needed a space to do some work as well as just relax and potentially escape the bad weather if it comes in. And we were really pleasantly surprised with just the amount of space for such a small compact van, as well as just the comfort of the seating area and the table. So this is the standard table that actually comes by default, and it's a folding one. There's a little latch on the side, and it folds out into a nice, good-sized table. The upgrade from this is one that is actually adjustable and it lowers down to form a bunk. We didn't need a bunk, there's only the two of us, and we decided not to go for that upgrade, and we're very happy we didn't, because for two people in this space, this actually is a lot more practical and it creates a much nicer space. You can fold it away, and you've got a much larger space to play with here, and also when you are walking up and down the stairs up to the bed, you've got more room to maneuver.
Next on the list is the aesthetics of it inside and out, but for me particularly, it was really important that the space felt really beautiful and really homey, really clean. I mean, the comfort, but just when you sit in there, you can't help but smile. I love it.
Outside as well, it's a really nice looking van. Yeah. It's modern, it's got beautiful lines, and yes, it is maybe a little bit vain, but it is important. You want to be towing something that you're really proud of. Possibly my personal favorite feature is the electrical system. The whole setup is so professionally done. It's beautiful to look at there. The DC charger, the inverter, the way that the cables are laid out and everything. Lifestyle do an incredible job of setting it up. All the components are top notch, all Victron, and it is a perfect setup for me doing all my work and everything. It's been fantastic having so much power. We've got a lot of solar panels on the roof. Just couldn't be happier with the amount of power I'm getting and how well everything is functioning together. Another awesome thing about this camper is just the amount of storage and how it's laid out. So we've got the same overhead cupboards as in the kitchen, a little bit different size, so you can actually fit different things in here as well. And yeah, it goes right back towards the rear there, so there's quite a lot of space. And this nifty little small cabinet, that's great for things you want to keep upright, like laundry liquid, and a few random bits and bobs. We can fit so much into that big underbed storage compartment. It's like a TARDIS. Our whole life is in there, pretty much our entire house. As well as there are lots of small little bits of storage compartments, and the kitchen overhead storage, the front sort of wet compartment for tools and everything. It's amazing how cleverly everything is laid out. There's no space wasted. Lifestyle really thought everything through. I think we can probably both agree on this one. Airbags. We love airbags for a number of reasons. First of all, they make it really easy to level the van at the campsite. Just a couple of buttons and off you go. But also it makes it easier to set the level of the bench space in the kitchen. For some of us, vertically challenged, it makes a big difference when you don't have to reach up really high to cook a meal. So yeah, definitely tick there for the airbags. It's an optional extra, worth every cent.
And that's an argument that he won. I was like, as if you need airbags. You're just shoppy. You just want to spend money, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, totally so happy that I lost that argument. We really need them. It's absolutely a game changer for all the things Sergey said, just the ease of setup and making the whole experience of living on the road that much better. absolutely was delusional to think that we didn't need them. Another thing is the picnic table. Really happy we got the picnic table. The extra bench space is really good when you're in the kitchen, and it's just great to have that extra room. You just can't have enough bench space when you're cooking, so that's been really great. The other thing is the OGO toilet. I'm sure you'll see a lot of positive things about the OGO toilet. Lifestyle installed it for us. We got it done at the build. Absolutely fantastic. They did a brilliant job. But the OGO itself, all of the things that people say, the positive reviews online are all true. Absolutely wrapped with that upgrade. And last but definitely not least, the air conditioner. Having the aircon unit has just been, it is a luxury item, but it is so fabulous. Again, sort of comes back to living and not sort of being on holiday. Working, if it's 40 degrees outside, Sergey can hardly say to his boss, oh, it's a bit too hot to work today. So having the aircon, we felt that it was essential. Maybe we just talked ourselves into it, but absolutely would not be without it.
I wasn't sure how we would go running the aircon off batteries. I just didn't know how much we'd be able to run it and run out of power. And I was really pleasantly surprised. Yeah. We can actually run it on a sunny day, run it for hours and not drop below 60-70%. So really quite power efficient, especially if alternate between air conditioner and dehumidifier mode, which consumes a bit less power. But that's been a game changer and makes work in the van really comfortable.
Yeah, and it's great just to drop the temperature in those really, really hot nights. Just drop the temperature for half an hour before bed. It just makes that whole process, like just going to sleep, it just makes it so much more comfortable. It's been absolutely worth every cent.
It does add a little bit of height to your van, a bit of weight, of course, but it is definitely a trade-off worth making.
Yeah. Like with any big purchase, not everything is exactly perfect. Not everything is exactly the way that we wanted it. So there was a few things we had to get used to.
The space above the bed is actually quite low. When you've got nice reflections on the roof like this, and especially if you've seen it in the brochure or in the photos on the website of Lifestyle, it looks quite spacious. But it is a little bit of a surprise when you actually get here. We got used to it and that is perfectly fine, but if I sit up on the bed, I'm pretty much touching the ceiling. Not a problem for you.
Not me.
Lucky you. But I have had a few sore heads getting up a bit too fast. But after a couple of weeks, I'm pretty much used to it now. The reason for the ceiling to be so low is because we've got all the kitchen space and the storage underneath the bed. And to us, it is absolutely 100% worth the trade-off to have all that beautiful space.
Another thing is what we call the skull crusher. That just whacking your head on the door as you come out, in and out, especially mostly only when you're carrying things or you're really distracted or you're trying to shut the door quick because it's raining or there's a lot of mozzies or something. Both of us have whacked our head on the door. Totally worth it for the low profile, but it is something you have to get used to. So a couple of sore heads and you tend not to do it again.
We're still doing it though. I've done
it just the other
day. Okay, so another thing that bothers me personally, and it probably wouldn't be a big deal for most people, but for me it's going to be annoying, is the bathroom floor. It creaks. Every time you stand on it, it creaks. So if one of us goes to the bathroom in the middle of the night, the other person wakes up. Because it creaks.
It is quite loud. It doesn't bother me, but it really bothers Sergey.
Yeah. And also on the subject of the bathroom floor, it is really awkward and annoying to clean underneath. All of those attachments, the pipes that attach the floating floor to the base of the shower, are really hard to get, cleaning cloth and brushes around. So it is a bit awkward. Yeah. But on the upside, the floor itself looks fantastic. It's very easy to clean on top, but it also dries very quickly as well, which is great.
And it's really comfy. Like it's just so nice to stand on.
And not sleep. And it creaks.
And it creaks. He's hating on the creak.
One of the issues we identified early in the shakedown, and we're still having a bit of an issue with that, is drainage in the shower. So you don't really notice it if you're moving all the time, but when we camp for a few days in the same spot and we're stationary and the van is level, we notice that the water starts to pull. So we're not quite sure what the cause of the issue is. We've been in contact with Lifestyle, whether it's the drainage into the grey water tank or something in the pipes or something like that. We're still trying to work it out. We've done a few things to try to troubleshoot it, and one of the ways we do solve it at the moment is by tilting the van so that the water runs out quicker out of the pipes. And but we're still not sure how to resolve it more permanently. So we're currently in discussions with Lifestyle, and they said when we get to Perth we might have another look at it under warranty, and it might be some sort of repair that needs to be done. But in the meantime, just trying to manage it for now and troubleshoot as we go. So any of you out there, if you have an R4 or even R2 and you've had a similar issue with drainage in the shower, please do let us know in the comments if you've managed to resolve them, or any tips or any of your wisdom, much appreciated. Another small thing that's worth mentioning is the kitchen sink. It's quite narrow, so to wash large plates or medium to large pans, you can't put them down on the actual flat on the surface. So you have to tilt them and wash them sideways essentially. So it took a little bit of getting used to, but it is definitely worth it to have the extra bench space.
Yeah, and there's a few other sort of upgrades and things that we did that maybe we didn't really need to do, and it was just difficult to know how much to change and add before you start living in it. So we thought we had it down pretty pat because we'd lived in the camper trailer, but there was a few things that this, again, just personal to us, that we did that we're not sure that we really need. It's only been 2 months, so the jury is still out. The first one is that we bought the outside ensuite. Now, it already comes with the tap and the hose, and so you've still got absolutely got the outside shower, but we bought the ensuite that we have not used at all, and I honestly cannot envisage using. With the inside shower, the outside, I wash my hair outside, but I don't need the ensuite for that. I just have a dress on, wash my hair upside down, and it's just really, really easy.
One other thing to mention as well, when we were looking at the options and we saw the ensuite and external shower, we actually thought it would be a shower with a proper shower head in the ensuite, but the external shower is essentially just a trigger hose. So that was another little thing that we didn't really understand what was included in that ensuite kit.
Yeah, so it's the tent, and you can feed a hose through and things like that, a shower head, but it doesn't come with it. So, and honestly, we just haven't needed it. Another thing is the grey water tank. I'm still glad we got it, and I almost certainly would do it again, because I know just from reading online and reading other people's posts that there are places where you absolutely have to have it to be fully self-contained, but we haven't actually needed it as yet. Another thing we did was we had an external tap attached to the drawbar. Now, there's a few things there. We just thought we would use it a lot, not really thinking through that you've actually got the shower is the external shower, the head, the trigger hose. That's absolutely perfectly adequate. You don't need, or what we don't need, that extra tap outside. Also, you'll see in the footage that where it's actually placed, once you put a stone stomper on, which we knew we were going to get, it makes it really, well, it's not usable without a hose. Now, Sergey's got the hose and made that little adjustment, and it's absolutely usable, but do we really need it, given that we have one at the back already? I wouldn't do it again.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
And it's in quite an awkward position as well on the drawbar underneath, so it's really even hard to put any containers or anything under it, even without the stone stomper. So you really have to have a little hose for it to be usable. So yeah. And finally, just a couple of tips as well. These are also optional extras that we thought were really, really good to add to the van at the time of the build. Number one is the anti-flap kit for the awning. Get it. It really does work really well and quite easy to put on as well.
Yeah, really, really simple.
One other thing is the reverse camera kit. So in the extras list, you'll see that you can actually get the wiring done during the build, and absolutely a must do if you're going to do a camera install afterwards, because it would be really tricky to do after the build. And also we purchased the camera and sent it to Lifestyle, and they installed the camera with the wiring for us as well. Safety, Dave. So that's about it. We could go on for hours talking about our new van, but I think that's probably enough for now. So this is our personal experience of over 2 months now, 5,000 kilometers traveled across 5 states in the RECONN R4SE. And to sum it up, we are extremely happy with our choices. Absolutely love it.
We've thoroughly enjoyed the new Lifestyle as well. See what I did there? But also, of course, the camper. We've worked really hard on the episode trying to think about all the things that you might want to know. So it has been difficult to know what to leave in, what to put in and what to leave out. We've really focused on the things that really matter to us. We're traveling just the 2 of us, no doggos, no pets, no kids. So if we've just missed things, or you've got questions that we just haven't touched on, we would really love to hear from you in the comments. We will answer every comment and address everything that you ask us. We also love getting comments, and it's really helpful for us to know that there's people out there watching it and hopefully enjoying it, enjoying our episode. And you know the drill. If you have enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And I hope you have as much fun watching this as we've had making it.
See you next time.
See you next time.